single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
unlicensed
therapy with Ari Manis.
Yeah, okay, I'm in the mood now.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, no, they're good.
This isn't Jimmy Root. This is a tech nerd right here.
No, you are, you are very impressive, Mr. Manis.
Oh, thank you.
Tell
me more.
Your new 2-bedroom spread is on fleek, I think, as they should say 5 years ago.
Yeah.
The new word is now.
Yeah, I try to fake it till I make it, I guess.
You're faking it good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely.
Really
I could definitely see like some 17-year-old blondie coming in there and thinking you were Hugh Hefner.
That's I don't. I want them to be at least 18. In fact, if I'm being honest, I want them to be 21 at least.
Sure.
If they can't drink, I don't want them in my apartment. And I don't even drink.
Well, they won't fall for the roofie if they can't drink.
Yeah. Oh, did you see I got into big trouble with jokes like this recently? Not big trouble, but
in Little China.
You've heard my teacher joke, I think. Maybe. Anyway.
I did see that on like Twitter. You said something like I'm offended and what? Yeah, go ahead. You can explain.
Okay.
I
know you're talking about something actually even different. So I've gotten in trouble like 3 times in the last few months, and I've talked about it on the podcast before, but I'll tell you anyway. The first time I do this joke about how I don't think teachers should get paid any more than they do.
I do know that joke.
Yeah. So it's a joke, and the final punchline of the joke is, if she's 17 and keeps her mouth shut, I'll do it. Because basically I'm saying it's not bad being a teacher. They get to have sex with their students.
Sure.
Because of all the teachers getting in trouble for having sex with
That's one of my all-time classics, my first CD.
Clearly a satirical joke. I don't think teachers should be having sex. If you're asking me, Ari, as a human being, I don't think teachers should be having sex with students, period.
Well, that's my. Well, now you're getting into my joke. I mean, hot teachers can.
Hot teachers can.
Women teachers can.
Hot women teachers can, but so
even mediocre women teachers can.
But if you're listening,
women teachers, women. I'll take the bullet on the Ari Manis podcast. Yeah, please keep.
I mean, it's true. If I was a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And a hot female teacher wanted to have sex with me, I don't think that teacher should get in trouble for that. But I do think it's probably weird that teacher wanted to have. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic of debate.
Right.
But the point is, my joke when I tell it, to me, is satirical and clearly satirical, which is why people laugh, because it's a joke.
Yes.
So the Laugh Factory.
You're in the joke business.
Yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian.
Not yes.
I'm not up there giving a TED Talk.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the Laugh Factory posted that joke on their Instagram. Got over 1 million views. 3,000 people were messaging me calling me a pedophile and a rapist. I had to shut off comments on my Instagram page because so many people were saying hateful things towards me. And it really upset me. And then the next day, it kind of excited me, and I was happy for all the attention, negative.
1 million views is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's so funny because I think about you a lot when people say about the internet, and I never check anything, ever. Views, anything.
Well, this is the type of thing. Okay, so because you're not very active on social media.
No, let me just say one thing, because the one time, because I had the Laugh Factory put up one of my stuff years ago, and I never look. And he came home after a good set somewhere, and I remember you telling me, "Oh my God, you should check out your set in the Laugh Factory. I've never seen someone with so many positive feedback." And for some dumb reason, I was all baked. It was you. I was telling people too. The one time that somebody said, the only time I've ever looked at anything, I never even Googled my name.
Yeah.
The one time, and they get. Their first 15 things were just evil, and I just thought you did it as a joke.
I did it when I looked. It was all positive, and then I guess in that time,
it was just the evil.
But you know what else is funny? It's like your video. I mean, I haven't checked it since we talked about it. That however long ago that was, a few years ago.
That's like Fat Bartnick.
Yeah, Fat Joe Bartnick. But I imagine that if we went to your video, there are negative comments, but I bet you it's still overall positive.
Probably. Hopefully.
But as artists, as sensitive men that we are, we'll focus. It could be 10 amazing comments. You're hilarious. You're one of my favorite comedians. But then I'll pick the one comment that's like, you suck. This isn't funny. And I'll be like, what do you mean? What for? At least me. That's how I am. I'm sensitive.
The overall hater thing, I don't get a big rise out of. But when they nitpick, that's more like.
See, I actually prefer them because then it's like, okay, at least I know why you don't like it. But when it's just a general thing like not funny, you suck. I'm like.
Yeah, then you can't just put that into like they're haters and they wish they were comics and
that's what
they
it
wish
comes
they
down
were
to.
you. That's what I feel. But when someone's like very much like the ones I hate the most are either when people say I'm racist or homophobic or misogynist.
Right.
And I tell my wife, come on. No, that's the ones because it's like you obviously didn't.
That's what this was.
Get the gist.
This was
of
3,000 people calling me a rapist and a pedophile.
Yeah, see, that would be that would upset me.
It upsetted me. But then I slept on it and I was like, you know what?
1 million hits is huge. Dude.
It's getting a lot of hits. I'm getting a lot of people who like it too.
Yeah.
Those are the few and the loud that are hating me. Those people are stupid. They don't get a joke. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But then it got taken down because so many people reported it. So that happened, right? That was the first thing that happened. And then the second thing, I got in a fight in New York City a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I did that same joke, the teacher joke. I then now I have a new minute after talking about the Laugh Factory posting it. So I talked about that. It does great. The crowd enjoyed it like they usually do.
Sure.
Laughed, ha ha ha. And then a lady stands up in the audience and says, "Not funny, me too." Started heckling me for the remainder of my set. I basically, long story short, I lost my cool. I called her a dumb bitch. I told her to shut the fuck up. Get off the stage. I'm in the back of the room, pissed off at the lady for ruining my set.
Yeah.
You know, it was a good set, but ruined it for me.
Yeah.
And a guy comes up to me I think he's going to say good job. Instead, he says, "That was my wife. I'm not shaking your hand." Pours wine over my head. I punch him and choke him. Fight gets broken up. Anyway, big thing.
Whoa. What club was this?
This was at the Soho House in New York. So it was an alternative show in the basement of the Soho House. It was really fun, actually. It was a great show, minus that lady. And her husband.
And the wine spill.
Yeah, and the wine spill. So that was all within
that's a lot
few
of drama.
weeks. Yeah, and that was like my first fight since I was 16 years old. I'm not.
Yeah,
I mean, look at me. I'm not a
firm
fighter.
believer in if you're in fights after high school, there's something wrong with you.
But I had to fight him though. He poured wine over my head.
Yeah.
I would have been a pussy if I didn't.
No, you had to choke him out.
Yeah,
or something. Yeah, you had to do something. You can't just be like, oh.
So yeah, exactly. So I was standing there going, I don't want to fight this guy. I have to, or I'm a pussy. That was my thought process.
No, you can't. Yeah.
So that happened, and then I'm doing a show in Seattle last week. This happened. I don't think I've talked about this on the podcast. And I do a joke about how again, another satirical, stupid, over-the-top joke about how I think gay people are made and not born that way. And I said, a gay guy is made when a woman over breastfeeds her baby, and he grows up to hate the female form. Stupid, not something I believe. Then I say, think about it. If you could flip that around. If I make my son suck my dick way too much, he's going to grow up hating dick. Dumb joke.
Logically makes sense, though.
Logically, it makes sense, especially in accordance to the joke.
Yeah.
So I do the joke. It does good. Again, it was an easy crowd. And
Seattle has great comedy crowds.
So this lady comes up to me after my set. I'm feeling good, by the way, too, after my set. I'm like, did 20 minutes, hot show, did good. I'm standing outside. This lady comes up to me, tears coming down her face, crying, literally crying. A grown woman in her 40s probably, crying. And she goes, "Your joke about molestation really upset me."
Please.
And I said, "Which one?" Because I actually didn't know what she was talking about. And then she told me it was that one. And that's the one you saw me tweet about.
Yeah. How was that molestation?
I don't know. Because I make my son suck my own dick. Oh, and then the joke ends. I say, and by the way, if that joke offended you, I don't have a son. I made it up for the joke. That never happened. I say that in the joke. I say that in the actual thing. I say, if that joke offended you, I don't have a son. I made it up for the joke.
Oh, my goodness. People just stay. You know what? Stay home.
That's what I said to her. I go, I don't think stand-up comedy is something you should go to if you get offended. And she goes, I should be able to go to a comedy show and not have to worry about being offended. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't. Maybe if you knew the comedian and you knew they were a safe comedian, but that's it.
I mean,
if you're going to see Jim Gaffigan or Brian Regan, fine. Then maybe.
And Jim Gaffigan is molesting a cheeseburger. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're going to see Seinfeld and you're expecting a clean show, then maybe I get it if you're a little upset that he went blue. But I never promised blue or clean.
Well, I just think that, are you an adult?
Right.
I mean,
she said that's what she said. She said, well, I was molested. And then I said, so was I. And she goes, well, you still don't get it because you don't get offended at things like that. And I go, you don't know me. I was like, you don't think I've been offended by a joke before? You don't think I've been offended by a shitty Jewish joke or a joke about a family member of mine? Who are you to say I don't get offended at jokes? I don't know. Maybe she was right.
I just think that you just have to I don't know. Like I've known people that have been raped, and I personally don't really like rape jokes because I think rape is a really horrible thing.
Yeah.
And I've never done one, but I would never ever tell someone not to do a rape joke or come up and be like, you shouldn't be doing rape jokes. I should be able to come to a comedy club and not hear a rape joke.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a comedy club. You're an adult. I mean, it's not like there's 12-year-olds in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, this was literally like a throwaway, dumb joke that I thought anyone listening goes, this is over the top ridiculousness.
No, I get a question for this. Yeah. Good conversation. Now, are you going to continue doing the joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I said to her too. I said, my final thing that I said to her was, listen, ma'am, when I said the joke, I did not want to upset anyone. It makes me sad to see that it upset you so much. That was not my intention. I said, that being said, I'm not going to stop doing the joke. That's what I said to her, and I walked away.
I have two instances of jokes that are very racially charged.
Okay.
And one, okay, so all two different versions. They're two different jokes. They're chunks, as we say. One is an Asian, how I can tell Asian people apart. I've been in LA long enough. It's a big chunk. And I worked it a couple times, did fantastic, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it New Year's Eve at the Wiltern, because I know it's gonna be a great show. But if I just do all my regular jokes, it's gonna be a great show anyway.
Right.
But why not do something that's
why not have fun? Make it fun for me. Drew
exactly.
a new one. Yeah.
So literally, a friend of mine's, the headliner's wife, blushed, and my buddy's like, only Tracy Morgan and you have ever made her blush, and it was the hottest show. And he said I inspired him because it was so up. So then, just like a couple months later, that joke did not work at all.
In general, or at one show?
At one show, it just didn't work. And then I thought, am I just being racist? Like, is it just not like a good joke to do? Like, not that I could care less people think I'm a racist, just I want to entertain people. Right. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that joke anymore. So, cut to a whole nother thing is I have a joke about how Italians are basically, we were black people until, I don't want to give away my joke. So, someone heard the beginning of that joke, and then at the Ice House Stage 2, basically a group of African Americans basically tried to start.
Was that the open mic?
No. It was at a Death Squad show.
Okay, that's fine.
Tried to turn me into Kramer. And
they're like, oh, you racist.
Yeah, and I'm just like, it's not going to happen.
No. Yeah. Well, I'm not Kramer. I had no malicious intent with this.
Yeah, and so am I talking low?
No, I'm just going to fix it because I can tell it's too low.
Okay. All right. I'll keep talking. So, are you going to edit this anyway? Okay. So I'm like, no, and I have fans at the Ice House. I had fans, and Bartnick, just do your jokes. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I just kind of.
They were in the audience.
Yeah. So I just said, puck off fans, my podcast. So I said, okay, and I just kind of went over it and just kept doing my stuff. Changed. I just ended that joke and just kept going. Cut to I'm back with Red Band doing his the podcast version, and the cops came
over your joke.
Yes, because they pretend to get it so upset over that joke that they didn't want to pay their bill, and then Patty.
So the Ice House called the cops on those people.
Yeah, because
they're like, we're not paying to be around this racist guy.
Yeah, and it happened. And they claimed like they all graduated from Harvard or Yale or something. So
then you would know the laws and that you have to pay for your bill.
Yeah. So it was a whole big hullabaloo, and it made a nice thing on Red Man's podcast, but it was pretty funny. So, cut to And I do that joke a lot. I mean, so it cut to it's in the mix of when I do 20 minutes, half hour, or whatever.
Right, when you're longer set.
Yeah, and just because it's a little whatever. Now I've been doing it a lot more because I just love it. But no, like I did it the other. It really changed. And I'll say two things. So I did it. I didn't do it in L.A. at the Forum. I did it at the Garden.
Okay, huge venue.
I did.
Someone's gonna get offended if you do it that many people.
And Chris Rock loved it, and I did it, and all the redcoats, the infamous redcoat guys, were like, "We thought there was gonna be a ride in here, but you're amazing!" And they were all hugging me, and their big black boss was hugging me, and it was like, because I'm like, I didn't come all the way to the Garden to do my let's talk about my kid for a little bit.
And also, it's like you're performing on Bill Burr's show, right?
Yeah.
Bill Burr's audiences aren't going to get offended. You wouldn't think. If someone gets offended at that show, it's like you didn't do any homework because Bill Burr talks about whatever he wants to talk about.
Right. And so it's funny, though, because then recently I've been doing a lot of hosting at the Laugh Factory. And like the first couple of times I was out there in Long Beach, I did that joke, and a black dude I never heard of before was right after me, and he's like, "Look at racist son of a bitch," and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, first of all, who are you? Go fuck the stool, like he spent his whole time like ripping on me or whatever, but no one cared. The people were just like, "You're great."
Yeah.
So then, like a couple of weeks ago, I was just kind of just in mediocre sets, and I'm just like, if I'm gonna do mediocre with this shit, I think is the easy stuff to open the show with. I'm just gonna do this shit that's me.
Right.
And I just did it, and just like it crushed. So now I'm just like kind of that's back in my normal set. So like I just did the store like last week, and I had it in my like 15 minutes. I'm like, it's back. Now it's back in like the top 50. It's back.
Yeah. Sometimes things go through phases.
Oh yeah. I always say that sometimes jokes need a nap.
Yeah.
But literally but that's the sense of how we get back all around is sometimes jokes are just like, I don't want to do that anymore. There's a line, and I felt like the Asian stuff. I'm like, it's just maybe unneeded. But I thought the black stuff was just so like such a good joke and truly said something about Italians and everything that it's just like it's a good joke.
That's what it was. At the end of the day, I was like, I've done this joke many times. It does good most of the time.
Yeah.
This is the first time anyone's got upset about it. At least that they told me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to stop doing a joke because of one lady.
It's weird that you got, I don't know the word busted or whatever, but it wasn't a gay guy.
No,
it was a lady.
Who it's trigger words. She heard the word child sucking dick or whatever it was.
Yeah.
She imagined something in her head and she got triggered. She didn't even, at that point, she blacked out, didn't want to hear the joke, didn't want to hear what I had to say, didn't hear me saying I made up the kid for the joke, didn't hear any of that. She just got upset.
Now, have you, I perform a lot in New York, and there's a lot of feminism going around.
That's not New York, Joe. That's that's the world right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the New York crowds are just closer to you.
Yeah.
Or I feel more like I talk to them more. Where they seem to be a lot of like the feminism. A lot of them like they'll be like, say something not misogynist or whatever. I'm just gonna go worse now. like that was the easier stuff. You know what I mean?
If I'm doing a show that I don't care that much about, or I don't. Maybe that's not the word. Not that I don't care, but then maybe I'm not getting paid for or something like that. I'll go, and someone in the crowd gets offended. I'll sometimes say this is now for me, and I'll go more the other way to more offensive.
Yeah, I think the only times that I've ever really, really offended crowds.
I've never offended a full crowd. I don't think.
I have. I've been doing it a lot longer.
Yeah,
but I think that I've offended a few towns.
I'm not allowed in Albuquerque anymore.
Albuquerque's one of the towns I'm allowed. There's one of my better towns, but there's a few. But no, and people are telling me because of some friends of mine are really hitting the open mics hard and are in the scene. And like the only one I do is the one in the Ice House, which you used to run. And it's the social justice warrior beginning comics that you offend. The people,
I offend more comics than people.
Yeah,
sure.
the people that buy 2 drinks and have a babysitter, they're
having the time of their life.
Yeah, they want to laugh. It's those people that
It's the people that.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
In today's day and age, I mean, yeah, I think it was there. Some broad recently just goes like, next subject. It's like
At the mic?
oh yeah, you weren't there. That was like that was one of my best.
But that happened to me at that very mic. I did a transgender joke, and it did well. That's the crazy part. Every time I'm getting in trouble for this, the joke's doing well. If you want, I'd get it if the joke bombed and then someone was like, "Not cool, dude," but it was like everyone laughed.
Yeah.
So everyone laughed at the joke, and then this lady from the back goes, "Ha ha 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 ha," like a really over the top fake laugh after the laughter died down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is that? And I look back, and it's a female comedian that I've met before. And I go, oh, that's cool that you're heckling me at an open mic at a place where I came to try out a joke. That's cool that I could come here and not feel safe to try out new material. Thanks so much for that. And then it got a big applause. But man,
that's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Somebody was offended. Not this. It's like about maybe 6 months ago. Frazier loved it. He always comes. We always go back to back. And somebody said something, and I'm like, someone was like, oh, like that, and I'm like, some broad, and I go, see, this is my safe space. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Mm-hmm. I fucking earned it. And then all the open mic was clapped and everything, but it was like, it's like I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
That's why we're at an open mic.
Yeah. Here's who can tell me what I'm allowed to do: the club owner or the guy who's I'm opening for.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
Other than that, it's like you can't tell me what to do.
That's what I was going to say. When I'm opening for someone, if I feel like the crowd isn't into naughty stuff, I will switch it up because I feel like they're not here for me. I have a job to do,
right,
and make it better for the next comic. So that's when I will adapt.
I remember one time,
suck it up,
at the Chicago theater, because we were there like a bunch of nights in a row. I'm selling one ticket. It's Bill. Right. He was like the late show one night. I just like changed it all up and did all my really evil shit. At the end, I don't know, it just like ran out of time, and then you didn't even go long on a late show at a theater for.
Yeah.
I just kind of got. I did well, but I kind of just got off like hot.
Yeah,
shaking hands. You coming a little hot, Bartnick.
Has he ever said to you, or has anyone you ever opened for said, "I don't want you to do that joke"? Keep it.
No. Well, look who I've opened for. I've opened for mostly when I started in San Francisco. The booker then, Jeff Wills, who's now the king of Live Nation, he'd always put me with the New York pipe hitters.
Right. People
like Attell, Chappelle.
Who definitely would never give a shit. Yeah.
Never give a shit. And then I opened for Lampanelli forever.
Yeah.
And then Bill.
That's no one No. That's not
it.
The
only time I've ever been told what to do ever was, this is a true story. I'm not going to give the name of the comic away because
why? No, what's the point?
Yeah, but I was at Hilarities in Cleveland Monday through Saturday. So I get up on Monday. My dad drives me up from Pittsburgh. I get there and the bartender goes, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like thinking, "Oh, I picked the wrong week."
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, you have to be clean." And I'm like, "What?" And I go tonight. I didn't know if it was like some Catholic minister.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could do that. He goes, "No, like the whole week." And I literally go, "Hold on." And I ran out to see if my dad was like, switching, putting like his mint and his sunglasses on where he could like, "Hold on, I might just leave." I'm like, well, I want to sell CDs. This is why I'm still featuring like a place like that. And I'm like, I want to sell CDs. Like, I don't want to be clean. Like,
yeah.
And then the booker lady goes. So then I talked to the booker lady, and she goes, just try clean up, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, because it was the headliner who wanted someone clean. So then I did the show, and there's only one thing that I had to change. And I'm like, okay. And the whole time the guy's like, "I'm just worried about on Friday, Saturday, trying to follow your filth." And I'm like, I literally go. This is when I was pretty cocky from working with Attell and Chappelle and everything. I'm like, nobody's ever told me what to do, dude. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like maybe just be confident in your material.
Like maybe just
maybe learn to follow anyone.
Like maybe just be a headliner.
Yeah.
Sure enough, come in Friday and you can just tell someone is not a civilian. I don't know. You've been doing comedy long enough.
Yeah.
You know when someone's not a civilian. So I just walk in the bar. There's like 4 people there, and there's a black dude. And he turns and he goes, "You must be Joe Bartnick." And I'm like, "Oh, you're a comic." He goes, "Yeah, I'm headlining tonight." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, they switched the headliner.
Yeah, they got he told them that he had to film something and leave on a Saturday. He had to leave.
Wow.
And me
Was he able to follow you or no?
He did good.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. I mean,
it was fine.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, I go in waves of really like that was back in the day when I really did have. It wasn't dirty, but it wasn't very. It was all adult, like I am now. We know when you.
That's the way I feel about my set.
It's like when you feature everywhere for a few years and you're really razor. Like my half hour was pretty, like I mean,
yeah.
Like it didn't blow anyone at the punchline away, but in Cleveland it could. But it wasn't like hey, I love it when people go. I love it when I bring you. I love it when you kill.
Yeah.
The whole. That's why
it makes the show better.
That's why Bill brings me. He's always like it made me reverse. Like there's no cupcakes. Like
it's better.
You want to ride the wave. You don't want to create one.
What's crazy? I would say the same thing about your comedy that I would say about mine, because people will come up to me after the show and they'll go, "Wow, like you really put it out there, imply that I'm like very edgy or very dirty." But I only have a couple jokes that are like that. Those are just the ones that stick out.
I think that's it, right?
I think most of my set is pretty normal. I just have a couple jokes that kind of whatever, a little edgier than average, but that's the ones people remember.
I think that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And I think I may swear a little bit more, but I don't really swear that much. But maybe a little bit more. I haven't seen you in a while, but no. But anyway, it was funny because I was even too naive because I was still living in San Francisco, so I didn't even know that no one films anything on a Saturday. Like you wouldn't fly back. Like he had to be his excuse was he had to fly back because he was filming something on Saturday.
Yeah, he was just over it.
Yeah,
like, I'm done.
And I just don't like the whole fact that he tried to get me like canned.
Oh yeah.
Like, and the booker had my back the whole time.
Yeah,
which was super cool because she's like, this guy's not clean himself. Like, F him. Like on the phone.
Without saying names, I've seen a couple headliners that don't like the host or whatever and want to get them fired for the rest of the weekend. In my head, I'm like, yeah, the host did suck, but who cares? Let them finish the weekend. They didn't ruin the show.
Yeah.
Like I was fine after you did. You did great as a headliner. Like, just let them suck for the weekend. It's their dream. Like, why go through the drama of firing them? Then that's going to ruin their week. They're going to remember you as the comic that fired them. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've never fired anyone. The closest thing ever to firing anybody, and it was this guy's show. Was our great friend the Big Al Gonzalez?
Oh yeah,
he was one of my openers.
And you almost fired him?
And no, I love Al. He like told the guy like, you're done. Like you're not going back on stage. I'll just host the show from now on.
Dude, I was
because we were outside of Sacramento and this one nighter, and it was like, oh my god, this guy's terrible. And it's like, and,
how do you take
and
it?
I brought Al's like my main guy. I brought my buddy the captain to do some time, and then there's like two, those road shows. But then they got like 9 local people want to get on,
right?
And Al's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do everything from now.
Yeah, and how'd the guy whose show it was take it?
I don't think he took it that well,
but he's like, all right, fine.
Yeah, but what was he really gonna do? I mean,
Right.
it was a really packed show, and they wanted to have me. Like it was I'm gonna say it's a big deal to have me, but they wanted to have me, so it was like.
Yeah,
but
this has never happened before. It happened to me a few weeks ago. I was in Las Vegas performing at a new comedy club there, and it was me and the headliner, and we said, "Hey, is there an MC tonight?" And he goes, "Oh, I was thinking it was a 2-man show." He goes, "But if you want an MC, I know every comic in town. Also, I've been doing comedy 9 years. I normally feature, but I could definitely MC if you guys want." And we're just like, sure, man. Yeah, you could MC. He pitched himself like he wanted to MC, right? Yeah. So then we start the show. The guy does literally 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then brings me up. I'm like, what? You pitched yourself as do you not want to MC? Like, why didn't you just get us an MC if you didn't want to MC?
Yeah. That's a terror. I don't like that. I don't like whenever someone who's hosting then doesn't want to host. Like,
yeah, but it was so weird because
jokes.
he was the one that pitched himself to us. Like I don't know. It was so
I
weird.
always tell people like to do jokes. I always want people to get their job done.
Yeah.
No. Like if you're somewhere and they tell the MC like just do like 3 minutes. I always say, dude, You can do it.
Yeah, do a little more.
Like get them all like to laugh.
Yeah, your job is to make it better make it easier for me so that I don't have to start from scratch.
But then I don't want my feature then to be mad.
Right.
Not mad, but like, you know, like my theory, like we said upstairs, about how, you know, if it's bad at the beginning for too long, then it never gets.
Yeah.
So that if you turn it over too quick, let them get to like you a little bit, and then let my feature go on.
Yeah.
You know, it's crowd momentum.
Mm-hmm. But enough comedy talk.
I know, Jesus.
We just did 30 minutes of comedy talk.
Oh,
it's
wow.
funny. It's like I have a conscious thing where I say to myself, I try not to talk about comedy, but it just happens because I'm obsessed with comedy, and every guest I have is obsessed with comedy.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not obsessed with it. I'm pretty sure I am. But the funny thing is we're really good friends, and I love you, and I just haven't seen you in a while.
That's true. We've both been busy.
I just want to hear your road story. Like, what's going on with you?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
been in 3 fights in 3 weeks in
Dude,
3 cities.
It was
like
a rough little patch.
Then I had to tell my, whatever story about, whatever.
No, it was good.
All my racial riots.
That was some good comedy talk.
Yeah.
It was. The road dogs.
Yeah.
It's also weird. I've never been on the road as much as I have lately. I've been gaining weight. It's just been like a new chapter of my life where I need to.
Well, this is what is this?
I bought a new suitcase.
Oh yeah. What do you got? You got all 4 wheels going in every direction.
I got the 4-wheel one in every direction, and it's the biggest one that that you don't need to check.
Yeah, but here's a key: do not overstuff that fucker,
because they'll make you check it.
Yeah. Because in the minute I just had to teach my daughter that because she's doing summer stock and flying. She flew.
Wait, what's summer stock?
Oh, it's you're too young to even know. It's like you know when you play like in the Catskills and all that stuff when you do plays for all the.
So she's doing like acting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. She goes to like the Fame High School of Pasadena, and she's in musical theater.
That's awesome.
And she had like a 5-hour delay
Taking after Papa
at JFK, and I'm like, welcome to showbiz.
First of many.
Yeah. But she had it all like like the outer bubbles of the suitcase. And I'm like, no, they're
not gonna work.
They're gonna. You don't want to give those women who are having a bad day any reason
to
be like, what's this? So I took all that stuff out and just stuck it flat and sat on it, and I'm like, it went through. No big deal. Yeah, because
not to get into men versus women and the difference between man and woman, but you could go on a weekend trip with a girl, and she's still gonna bring the biggest suitcase she owns, stuffed to the gills, and you can go with me, and I'll go with a backpack.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, I'm literally. This is my big thing. I'm going to be. I'm on the East Coast for at least 8 weeks, and I may bring a. I would say what most college kids pack for one day. Like it looks like they're going to like they're going to 2 classes.
Right. Just a backpack.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That's all we need.
Yeah, and it's only because it's summer, and I might want to. And I probably want tennis shoes as well as my boots. That I'm going to have to go a little bigger than that.
Right.
But still just one backpack.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
I went on a weekend. I went to a weekend of stand up with someone, and he checked a bag, and I looked at him like, "You're an idiot."
Well, that was the whole.
I judged him for it.
Well, that was the whole thing. Like with the Club Soda Kenny. Bill's tour director and
I know. He was. Me and Theo went to Vancouver, Seattle 2 weeks ago, and Club Soda Kenny was the tour manager. He was so cool.
He's the greatest human being ever.
So cool.
He's the greatest.
He talked about like getting fired for going on Stern and talking about all his fucked up shit. So he got fired from being caught.
He's working with Theo now.
At least he did. It was the first time.
Right
first
on.
Tour he did.
He's the best.
Yeah, he was awesome.
So he just handles everything.
Everything.
But we were in like 15 different airports in 17 days. And he handled everything. But he's like, make sure you don't bring you're not bringing only carry on, right? And I'm like, absolutely. I only that forever. I've never even. Yeah,
I don't want to check back.
No, because I could just imagine the clusterfuck in Europe if any of us would have had
or lost
catch
a bag.
Oh, yeah. I know. Oh, I've. What the only two times I've had my luggage lost, and both times have been when they've snagged me right at the plane when they're like, "No, it's full. We need to take it right there." And one time I knew I wasn't going to see it for another week,
and
I wore the same everything. I wore the same everything for a week in the Midwest.
See, if I am missing something, I'll just go to Ross or something, and I'll pick up whatever I need.
Yeah, I literally wore because I wore jeans and a shirt like on the plane, and I literally just wore that every day. And they couldn't find it. My bag went to Canada and came back. It took like 3 people at LAX to find it after I came back later, like the next
But
week.
they did find it. That's good.
They did. Yeah.
It's gone forever.
But packing, I don't pack anything. Because I mean, I wear the same pair of jeans forever.
Yeah, I only wash them when they need to be washed. When I look at them and I go, these are dirty. It's the only time I wash jeans.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, I got to pack my tennis shoes, and then two pairs, a pair of jeans, a pair of shorts, and we wearing a different pair of jeans. That's enough. 2 stage shirts. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, easy. We're men.
Yeah,
that's it. What issues do you have in your life that I could help you with?
I got so many issues. What do you want to know? What do you know? My
you should
health.
know. I mean, you know me, but just so you know, since we haven't hung out in a while, in that time, I've become an expert in every facet of life, and I could help you more than any.
You are
therapist
killing it, I got to say,
in the world. I could help you more than any therapist in the world, and I'm an expert on any topic. So anything you want to know, anything problems you're having in your life, I could help you with.
I could use more money. And I want to be. I think my overall big thing is how to become is the detachment. This is it's gonna get really heavy.
Yeah, let's get
in
heavy.
3 years. Now it's down to 3 years that my wife is never gonna leave the condo that we bought.
And you want to leave the condo?
Yes.
And why do you want to leave the condo?
Because it's in the middle of Sierra Madre, and I just don't want to live there the rest of my life.
You want to live more in the city, or where do you want to live?
I want to live somewhere on the East Coast.
So you want to be closer to New York.
Yes.
You want to be an East Coast comic.
Either live in New York, or either be a comic in New York, or semi-retired in Pittsburgh or Nashville or somewhere.
Okay, and she is never going to leave. Why?
She loves it there.
But why?
It's a really friendly place for middle-aged white women to walk around and drink wine and walk their dogs. It's middle-aged.
Okay.
It's menopausal heaven.
Okay, I know how to fix this.
Okay.
I know how to fix this. You increase the crime in the area of where you live. You introduce poverty and drugs. Maybe you spend $1,000 on heroin and you leave it on the side right outside your house every night. You just leave a thing of heroin.
am the only bad seed in that whole town. I'm like the episode of Mayberry when the Italian guy moves in. Like
That's
I'm
you.
literally, yeah. I am the.
Okay, so that's solution one. Release drugs into your neighborhood. Really mess it up. Now the other option is, this is another one. Now whenever you go on the road, you usually go solo because your wife and kid have their own life here. You don't drag them along with you most of the time.
Yeah, very few times. I think one of my very first, when we first started dating, I took my wife to Fresno.
Okay,
and she was like, I don't need to go on the road.
So here's
I did take her to the Grand Ole Opry though.
So next time you have an East Coast run, although it will make it less fun, you bring your family. You make it really nice. You stay in a nicer place than you normally would. You go, isn't this awesome, guys? You go the best time of year. Go in the springtime. You bring them and you go, man, how cool would it be if we lived here? And they go, yeah, it would be cool. And you go, well, guess what? We can.
Well, my daughter's all about it. I'm taking her to Broadway like in a couple weeks.
All right, then all you have to work
my
on
daughter's
is the wife.
musical theater. She's all about New York. My wife is just, she grew up in Maine, went to college in Syracuse. My wife she's just over winter.
Yeah,
I don't blame my wife for any of it. I just don't want to live where I live.
Yeah.
Because if we did this podcast 5 years ago, it would be about how can I get my wife to move to Los Feliz, and it was always,
well, then maybe you compromise.
And it was always like you just want to drink with Kevin Shea every night. Well, exactly, but that's beside the point. I'm just between Pittsburgh and San Francisco. I'm a city kid, and I've never embraced Los Angeles. Now I have a good time. I have lots of friends. I have nothing against Los Angeles other than
I do
driving.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Traffic. I drove from San Diego to here the other day. Left at 10 a.m. thinking, won't be bad. Took me 3.5 hours.
Yeah, no, it's never not bad. It's never. And
the only time it's not bad is if you leave at 11 p.m.
Yeah,
then you have a chance of making it there in 2.
When we first moved to Pasadena, it was like the best freeway, 134, 210. Like Al Magical talked us into it. Like, it's great out here. And it is. And over the last 10 years, I just had this conversation with a guy.
Gotten too built up.
It's gotten horrible. It takes me 45 minutes now to get to my podcast in Burbank. It used to take me 20 minutes to get to Burbank. Sometimes I'll be driving through Pasadena. I'm like, I'm never going to get to the store, or I'm never going to get to where I got to go, like on time. Where I'm always going to call people, and then once you get out of Pasadena, it's like, oh, okay, I can maybe make it. It's gotten many times. People don't want to hear me talk. That's a bitch about traffic, but it's gotten a million times worse. Yeah. And I've been in a couple of wrecks, and I just miss. I like how when you're walking everywhere. For comedy, when you walk everywhere, you can feel the road. It's like if you're not like golfing. You don't have as much fun when you drive a car. You do if you're with your dad smoking cigars and getting drunk. But if you really want to play the game of golf, it's more fun to walk and feel the course, which is like when you're doing comedy. Do you want to get in your car and yell at everyone for an hour, then get out of the car and then go be amongst people for 10 minutes? Or do you want to walk, see everyone, see these faces, feel the city, then walk into the club?
Yeah, it's a good warm up.
And then all of a sudden you're talking.
It gets your energy going, gets your blood moving, and you get there, you're just more alive on stage. And then even if you have a good set, you got to go walk somewhere and cool down. And if you have a bad set, you got to go walk somewhere and cool down.
Yeah,
it's better. Like nothing is worse than bombing horrendously than getting in your car by yourself and getting in traffic, and then you take it out on the drivers around you.
Exactly. Well, you were just in New York, so you see what I mean. How it's just walk. Nice. It's this. There's so much life that as an artist I like to experience that you just don't in your car in Los Angeles.
If I was successful, I would get a old 1970s yacht at the Manhattan Harbor and be bi-coastal, and I'd go live on the yacht during the good parts of the year, and then I'd move here, stay here during the other part, the bad parts.
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky enough to have a lot of great friends and get in with a lot of comedy in New York. So between couch surfing and all that stuff, I've been able to, spend a lot of time there, and I just love it there. I just love doing comedy there.
Good pizza. Good people.
just everything.
It seems like it's a little bit more supportive there too. Like comics are more even. There's still competition, but they're more in it together. Like felt like more comics stayed in the room and watched each other's sets.
Well, they're definitely more. It's definitely more like San Francisco in the sense that it's about art. It's about comedy.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about comedy, but in LA, it's definitely. I think being funny is kind of like the fourth most important thing.
Yeah. Whereas
in New York, it's the first thing.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, maybe I picked the wrong city. Who knows?
I've told everyone for years, if you want to do anything in entertainment besides stand-up, move to L.A.
Oh, well, I like doing everything.
But if you want to do stand-up, be in New York.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and the reason I love it because after I put out my latest thing, I'm like, to get a new hour, I got to be there. I can't do it. I can't get it.
It seems hard to develop here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we fixed your problem, Moon, New York. You got to introduce drugs to your neighborhood. Gout, that's more of a doctor thing, but it seems like you got that under control. You're eating your beets, and you're
well. I mean, being as I can't feel my feet right now, maybe I have it under control, kid. How about my
not being able to feel your feet doesn't sound that bad to me. You never have foot pain then?
Well, no, that's the pain. You have that tingling of. I guess I can feel them. I feel pain from them. I guess
you only feel pain.
Yeah, I guess that'd be the proper term. Let me think of another problem. I have so many big issues. I don't know. I mean, I do see a therapist. My problem is my therapist is very expensive now.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I think the only thing that really Donald Trump affected me.
It's the prices of things.
Oh well, besides I think having my cleaning woman get thrown out of the country. I don't know what happened to her. I swear to God, we moved and we're only 3 blocks from our old condo, and I'm like,
and she just
calling her and there's no answer.
Is your new place bigger?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. She's like, I'm not cleaning a bigger place for the same price.
I don't know. She was really good. Her husband would come and watch her clean for 5 hours.
That seems kind of strange.
Yeah, he's like, he was on the phone. He took the phone call and then she'd come, and they were just
a team.
They're such nice people.
That's nice.
And what was nice about her was, I don't know if you ever heard of the cleaning woman.
That'd be a good documentary. You going to Mexico to try and find your old cleaning lady.
You know what's funny is, that's a old great Bobby Slayton joke.
What?
Why is that country so dirty? So many cleaning women come from there.
You're not allowed to make that
Slayton,
joke.
I know Slayton's
today's age.
I just watched Slayton's Tonight Show debut a couple weeks ago, and it was just so you could never get away with any of those jokes again.
It's so weird how like freedom of speech has reversed.
Well, what's so funny too is how people used to say, really dumb young comics would be like Slayton is he's such a hack, and it's like Slayton invented those jokes.
Yeah. That might be hacked now.
Like Asian people can't drive. Like that's Slayton's joke. You're all hacks.
Yeah.
Slayton is so funny. But what were we talking about? Oh. Well, here's something not on comedy, right? Mm-hmm. So we cut the cord. Hockey season's over.
Okay.
And my wife was freaking out how the cable bill keeps getting higher and higher and higher.
I did that too.
So I'm like, we cut the cord. But I'm like, if I still need hockey.
Don't they have like a hockey pass you could buy or something?
I do have that. I have that too. But I just like to have it on my big TV.
But you could get it if you get the Amazon Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Or one of those sticks, you can still get it on your TV.
Well, there's blackout direct TV or cable. They don't have the blackout restrictions and all this other stuff that makes some of the games you want to. There's some of the games that you want to watch that someday you can't maybe. And
so you haven't found a workaround for that?
Not yet, but it's only been a week since the season's been over.
Okay, so
but we cut the cord.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that it was going to be like okay. And we live in the mountains, so antenna doesn't even work. Because I'm like, well, I don't care because I got Seinfeld for 2 hours every day, and I like watching Kojak. So that's all I watch.
Do you have Netflix?
Yeah, so that's all I watch besides hockey is like Kojak and Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So they we'll get we have Netflix. So so I have a thing that hooks the Netflix up to the TV.
Yeah,
no big deal. So first night, I'm like, so I just thought I'll play music and read books. I don't care. So the first night I'm like, okay, well, you watch something on Netflix? So I'm like, oh, okay. So we watched this documentary on Keith Richards. Awesome. I've seen that like 6 times. I just love the Stones. I love it. This is great. Next night, like, what do you want to watch? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, I don't care. So I just went to bed early because I didn't want to eat. I'm like, I'm either going to watch something and then eat or just go to bed. But I don't know what my daughter or my wife watched. Today, I'm like, wait. I'm like, what are you going to watch? And she watched Norm Macdonald's interview, which was kind of cool.
His show?
I love Norm, so that was cool.
Yeah, I like that.
And then the next thing
didn't get picked up for season 2.
It did?
It didn't, unfortunately, but I liked it.
It's been more. There's been how many seasons? It seemed like this has been on for like 3 years, though.
No, there was just one season. The one where Norm interviews people.
Yeah, but
there was just one season. It didn't get picked up.
Okay, so this is. I hope this is material someday, though. So I hate to say. So I go take a shower to come here, and I go downstairs to like put on my shoes and everything, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you watching?" And it was these Asian women that go around cleaning people's houses.
What?
Yeah,
but
and she goes,
I don't get it.
She goes, "Everyone watches it. It's really popular." I'm like, "Who the fuck
are they funny or something?"
It's literally looking at dirty people's houses and Asian women cleaning them. I'm like, this house is dirty. Like, clean this house.
So it's almost like it's like hoarders meets fixing the hoarders.
Yeah, it's like feng shui made, and it's 2 Asian broads, and I'm just like, the fuck? She's like, everyone, it's really popular. I'm like, who the fuck? No.
Now that I know,
she's like, you just don't know what's popular. I'm like, this can't be popular. No, you're a young hip kid. Have you heard about this?
I've not heard of it. I guess I'm not as hip as I look.
As my middle-aged wife.
But I will say this. You said that when you first said the premise of the show, I was like, that doesn't sound great. But then you said it again, and I was like, I kind of want to see this show now. I kind of want to watch it.
It's on, but it's for people it's just for like bougie white women that don't even clean their own houses. Like
sometimes I identify with those women.
Just watching someone clean somebody else's house.
I kind of live my life like that. I wake up in the morning, I go hiking, I drink a smoothie, I gossip with my friends, and then maybe I just need to add an Asian maid to my life.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't think they took their clothes off. I don't think they were gonna be topless. I don't think there's a happy ending after they clean your house.
That's good.
Wouldn't that be great? You come home, your house is clean, and then you get a hand job.
I mean, hey, you could get that. I think you could probably get that easier than you think.
Well,
maybe not with your wife and kid in the house.
No, or my dog. But no, but you never heard of that. No, it was literally. I'm like,
Never heard of it.
Because I nagged a couple things. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I did agree because I love Seinfeld, Cars, and
Comedians in Cars. Getting Coffee.
So we watched a couple of those the other night. So then I said no to like 3 things, and I'm like, I'm going to bed. And then today I'm just like, what are you watching? Like it literally was Asian. It literally not Asian, whatever. It was someone's maid cleaning somebody's house. Whatever the nationality are was stupid.
We should pitch a show where instead of it's Asian maids cleaning houses, it'll be me and you shirtless cleaning people's houses.
that'll be
that's a hit right there.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone emails in or whatever. I don't even know. I'm like, and then the next thing I said was, "You're not watching it on my feed, right? Because I don't want to have suggested for you."
if you like the Asian maids, you're gonna like this.
Yeah, watch people come and clean your bathroom. I mean, it's literally like, and I guess there's some feng shui, but I even understand the show where you sew somebody's. Hoarders makes me sick to my stomach.
Oh, some of those people are disgusting.
It makes me sick to my stomach. But I understand not so much the hoarder thing. I understand when you show somebody's shitty room and they go, look, we're going to come in and build bookcases and look, you're...
And make it nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was literally like watching somebody clean somebody's house. I was like, what are you... So now she's watching the black superhero movie when I was leaving.
Oh, it's... What's it called? Black Panther?
Yeah, because she made nachos, and I'm like, "You're making nachos to watch this shit?" And she goes,
"Well, it sounds like no one's missing cable, at least."
No, well, my daughter isn't home yet, so this is like
kind of like she'll freak out.
I almost think it's cruel to have some teenager not have cable, but she probably watches YouTube more than anything anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say the cable thing. I've noticed in my life the only people that have cable and that struggle with it and are excited to say they've cut cable are people like 40 and up. My generation and younger is, we don't need cable. We got YouTube and Netflix. That's it. That's all we need. Internet. Save the money.
I also think
sports. Changes things.
People who like sports.
Yeah,
that's the big deal.
Still better, but that's only because these dumb cable companies are still trying to grab on and keep the last of the people on cable. They need to release sports on the internet too.
They do.
The program.
They
but
do.
They need to do it so there's no blackouts, none of that.
Yeah,
shit.
the leagues have made it so it's hard just to have everything on, and that's what the cable companies pay for.
Right.
The rights.
Yeah, so the cable companies need to,
and they just don't want to throw that
all
over.
They need to adapt with the time.
They know that's the vice grip they have on middle-aged guy. Is the sports, and that's what they're not giving up,
right?
And that's what,
but they will. Someone's gonna be the first one to do it online, and then cable's dead.
I mean, I didn't have a television in San Francisco for about a year and a half, and then they found out the Penguins. I'm a huge hockey guy. The Penguins are going to be on national TV on free television, like antenna worthy. I literally went to Good Guys and bought a television.
Bought a TV and an antenna.
And just to watch the Penguin game, I'm like,
I have an antenna here in LA just for fun. I was like, $20, I'll see what free content is out there. It's all like Asian and Spanish, like soap operas.
No, it's actually you're probably a little too young to really enjoy the stuff, but no, like all like the channel 2s and 5s and 4s and 7s, all those channels, they all have like point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, and they all just have reruns of all the shows that ran in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's why I watch like Kojak or like the Jeffersons or in all those channels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's on.
But
I live too much in the woods because I was kind of like that when we couldn't get that. Now I was like, but I'm reading books, Jerry.
And you like them? I listen to audiobooks. I don't know the last time I actually read a book, like turn the pages.
I can't. Audiobooks. One time years and years and years ago on the road, it pissed this guy off so bad. One of the only, and I'll say his name too, Art Krug.
Never heard of him. He's
a Portland comic. I don't know if he's still alive, but he had a massive heart attack a few years ago.
Oh, that's too bad.
But he used to listen. We were on triple runs, and, and he used to listen to books on tape instead of music and stuff. And if I'm in the passenger seat, I just fall asleep in like 10 minutes. And then it's like a 15-hour drive. So I'd be like, well, what's going on? And he'd be like, you didn't hear any of that.
See, audiobooks.
Yeah, that's why it's like.
I get it. The headliner gets to choose. Were you opening for him?
Yeah.
The headliner could choose the radio, whatever. It's his car. But it's a little rude to make someone in the passenger seat listen to your audiobook, I feel like.
Yeah, it was
like if they're not on the same page. Maybe if you start one together and they're like, that sounds cool, I'll listen to that with you. But just to be like, hey, by the way, I'm listening to my book, so You are too now.
Yeah, I'll throw Art under the bus. He was one of the only comics and I've been doing this over 20 years. I've done a lot of road miles. He's one of the only guys I didn't really bond with like at all.
Triple runs.
Yeah, but it wasn't like anything angry or anything. I was just like,
yeah, it wasn't like,
I just
fuck,
like,
fuck you. It just wasn't.
Yeah, I'm just like, I never want to work with that guy again.
And did you?
No, I never did. That might have been like my last triple run, actually.
My first one was my last one.
Yeah. They're.
But I also heard they used to be better.
Honestly, I can't imagine them getting worse. But
they were the one I did. I told you about the one I did. It was horrendous.
Well, the worst thing about the triple run is if there was a day off ever. If you can always do a show every night, you end up making some pretty good money. But now gas prices, I'm sure it's impossible to make money.
Oh, yeah. I knew going into it I wasn't going to make money, but then I got a speeding ticket on the way up, so I lost more than I anticipated.
Those are the gigs that when I'm making not much money on a gig, I never want to get a ticket. Like my ticket here, my one ticket in Los Angeles was a stop sign flash ticket, red light ticket at La Brea to a free show I was doing in Venice Beach.
Oh yeah.
It was like, and I went 3 times to court. Have you heard the story?
No.
I went 3 times to court and I pushed it all the way to my birthday. And if you ever go,
you went to court on your birthday.
Yeah. So if you ever go on like these ones when it's a photo, you start out with like 500 people, and they're like, if you get leave now, and if you pay, there are no points on your license, and so it was in Beverly Hills Court, so 90% of the people there are like, I'll pay $500 and I come back here. So then you're down to like maybe 50 people.
Okay.
And then the next time was like, if you now. No points on your license. We'll knock it down to whatever, and
you're like, no,
and they're like, okay. So then they're like, no. So then like I don't know. It seemed like a lot of people got up and left. So then when I went to the last time, I scheduled it for my birthday, and there was literally just like 7 of us there.
And what happened?
So they get up and they go, okay, now who is? So the lady's literally like, she's literally like Judge Judy. She's literally like Judge Judy, just this like 65-year-old woman.
Yeah.
And she's just like,
she looks like she's sat in that chair for 30 years.
Yeah, and just over everything. And she's like, so who's okay? There's 7 of you here, and blah 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 blah. And who is claiming it wasn't them in the car? Who's claiming it wasn't them? Okay, well, come up and show the picture and the license and or the picture. And like a couple black dudes came up, and the cop would be like, and then the cop would be like, I don't think so. And then so like three of them, the cop was like, nah, that's you, and didn't even get to that lady. Like didn't even get to the judge.
And the cop was just like, sorry, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, didn't even get to the judge. The one guy made it past the cop, like, maybe not. The judge looked at it like, no, it's you. Then there's 3 of us left. 3 of us left of like anyone gonna fight it. So I'm like, so I went up and so I go up and I literally put on a show, and I'm like this lady, because how it really happened was it was a yellow light and I was going through it, and this Asian lady, not to pick on the Asians, literally cut in front of me. I was either gonna hit her or I was gonna stop and then be in the red light when it flashed.
Yeah.
So I told the story, but I told the whole story so nice, and they ended on, it's my birthday.
Also, it's my birthday.
Yeah, and so I go. The judge goes, Mr. Bartnick, nobody likes to get it, especially on your birthday. But then blah 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 blah, bam, the whole like $500 because I fought it the whole way. I never discounted it.
Oh, so you had to pay the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Damn.
And on my birthday, and I turned to the.
I wish you knew the judge's name so that we could call her out for being a bitch.
And I turned to the hard ass cop. It was mean mugging everyone the whole time to get him to leave,
Right.
And I looked at him. He just smiled like it was a good try. Like, it was a good try, right? And he goes, yeah, it was a good try. Like, he thought I had it. Like, dude, no, the whole courtroom was like, this guy, like, he didn't get in a wreck. It's his birthday.
What if do you think you would have had a better chance if you didn't say it was your birthday and you just relied on the story?
No, I think it's one of those things where, like, they don't let anybody off the hook. Like, they want that money, But and my thing was, it was legitimate that I just didn't want to get. I just didn't want to get hit in the car. I just was in a car. I would have been in a car wreck.
I hate getting a ticket from a robot. Like if a cop catches me, I'm like, you caught me, man. But if it's a camera, it just feels like, what? A camera got me?
I get so paranoid when I see that flash too. I'm like,
Yeah.
So now it's like when I'm in Santa Monica, dude, I think, is it still there? The one at La Brea in front of that Target? That was where
Probably.
I got it. Yeah, La Brea, Santa Monica. I just go so slow. It's just like, I'm not doing that again. Well, I hope this podcast is not as remotely entertaining to your fans.
I liked it.
Oh, good.
But we're going to play a couple calls.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to play some. This is from Jasmine Evans. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, Jasmine Evans.
I like the name Jasmine.
Hello, I'm calling because I am in the middle of a career change and I'd like some advice on finding my niche in this new career that I'm seeking. And I'd like some advice on, different ways that people are able to kind of mold their career to fit their personalities, to find job fulfillment.
We're going to skip that call because she didn't tell us what she did, and that was she just felt like she didn't give us enough information. That wasn't a good call.
Yeah, she seemed
Jasmine.
hot. She seemed hot though.
Yeah, it's hot and dumb.
Like sultry.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry, Jasmine.
I like him hot and dumb.
Yeah.
Hot and smart. I don't have a chance.
This next call is from Zarkos Tolchins.
Uh-oh.
Zarkos Tolchinsky.
I'm taking it slow after she said maybe I sleep with people
Sounds
too
fake.
fast sometimes.
What?
She said that maybe I sleep with people before I'm totally
Who?
emotionally prepared. Physically, I'm ready fast, and so I sleep with them fast, but then I wake up and I'm freaked because, who the hell is this? So then I push them away. Then I'm all alone again.
Sounds
Unless
fake.
I just want to have sex, which is okay, I guess. But if I want to develop something, then I have to develop it.
I'm going to skip to the next one.
It's
Well, it's good to sleep with somebody quick so you don't waste time with them.
But if it's too quick, then you think of each other as sluts. And it's hard to build trust.
I don't know. I think when you like someone, you like somebody.
I guess that's true.
I think nothing worse than, and if you don't have sexual chemistry, then it's no good.
Yeah, you're right. But you'll know if you have sexual chemistry with someone just from making out with them. Make out on the first date. Just make out passionately.
Sometimes people's bodies aren't what you think they're going to be, though.
True. Yeah, you take off their shirt and then they have giant areolas.
Yeah, and just the nether regions are just a little different.
They have giant labia lips.
Yeah, or like different like levels. I don't know. It's like sometimes it's like really crazy down there.
Yeah, it's true.
Not just your standard like kind of Rolling Stones symbol.
It's true. It's That's just the dating. You're lucky you're married or unlucky. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna take another one from Ashley Lynn Park.
No, I feel lucky. I like being married. I love my wife.
Yeah, I'd like to get married. Okay, this is from Ashley.
But I think sex is as soon as possible is a good thing.
So you say like maybe the beginning of the date have sex, and then go on the date.
No, I just think that holding off. There's many reasons to. There's many like holding off sex. If it's like, oh, we're gonna hold off. It's like, what good is that gonna do?
Right. That makes sense. Ashley Lynn Park. For now, I'm gonna say to a girl on our first date in the beginning of the day, I'm saying, I think we should just have sex now to make sure we're compatible. No, my friend Joe, he's married. He said.
Yeah, I mean, me and my wife had sex rather early in the relationship.
First date?
I think it was second date.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
All right, Ashley Lynn Park.
Well, my first date is a hell of a story. If you want to hear the first,
what was your first date?
The first date I went with her. She was having a dinner party for a friend of hers who just graduated med school, and so it was like a dinner party, like four or five people. And that's when it was my height of my drinking. So I showed up with like a 12-pack, a bottle of whiskey, and a bunch of pain pills and a bag of weed.
So you showed up and she's like, "This guy's a drug addict."
No, because she's in San Francisco. So my wife was cool, but her doctor friend, who's going to be a doctor, he's like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but
This does not seem healthy.
I think he's a mess.
Yeah.
So then, so she, her hot friend, her sorority sister friend, is famous swimmer, not famous, college swimmer who's in the movie industry. And got me some roles actually. She was there too. So she was. So we after the dinner party, a couple people left, and we went to a movie theater, and I proceeded to pass out during this Jimi Hendrix movie, just wasted it. And when I woke up, her friend was like, "You want to come back with us?" And I'm thinking, I don't think Tracy likes me that much. Like, and I'm thinking, I don't think it's gonna be a menage.
Yeah.
I didn't know my wife was behind her going like, no, waving her arms like, don't bring this guy back. And she threw my number out and said I was trouble.
But then how'd you make it happen?
Yeah,
You
I don't
kept
know.
Trying?
Yeah, I just asked her out another time.
And she's like, all right, I'll give you a shot.
Like 2 months later.
Wow. So first impression was not good, but yeah, I guess you had a good second impression.
I guess I did.
I
Yeah.
guess the second impression, you're like, sorry about last time with all the drugs and stuff. It was a weird month. And she's like, oh, that's cool. And
Yeah, I was in San Francisco in the early 90s. Was just kind of like,
Yeah, it's San Francisco still.
Like we met working for Bill Graham at the Fillmore. So it wasn't like,
That's
oh my
cool.
God, he smokes weed and drinks. It wasn't. I think maybe the guy was more freaked out by like my high intensity back painkillers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're rolling in with just all the party favors in the world.
We have it somewhere in our house that says trouble. Like my name, it says.
Don't let your daughter
under
find
trouble. She probably knows the story. I don't know.
Okay. Ashley Lynn Park calling.
I have a twin brother that I love so dearly. We grew up together with wonderful parents that provided us with everything we needed to be safe, healthy, and happy. My brother and I were inseparable since the beginning, and we did everything together. We have similar interests, but have different personalities. I was always the child that got good grades, finished my chores, came home early, and listened to my parents. My brother, however, was a troublemaker. He was a class clown, never did his homework, and hung out with the wrong kids. As we got older, he started distancing himself from my
Definitely
parents and
reading
me, and I feel like I have lost my best friend. I'm not exactly sure what has caused this. Why would my brother never try to talk to us? Does he hate us? Does he resent me because I was the golden child? Does he think that our parents love me more since I was rarely punished? What can I do to restore the relationship that my brother and I used to have?
That one sounded fake too.
That's what I mean. I could hear her. If it wasn't fake, she definitely wrote it out before she said it on the call. I could hear her reading.
Yeah, I mean,
what she was saying.
I could see her reading. I mean, well, I'll put it this way: in our family, me and my sister are not twins, but my sister definitely is the better child. That's what Lampanelli was like when he met my sister. He goes to my mom. So at least you have one good one, right?
Yeah.
and I don't regret my sister or anything. It sounds like they're really young, though. You know, I mean, wait till he's like, if he doesn't talk to you when he's 30, then you have a problem. But he might just be maybe they went to different college.
Well, it sound to me, I would say she's saying, how does she fix it? How does she get her brother back? You need to find him and confront him and yell at him and say, "Come back to me, you piece of shit! Quit doing drugs."
Oh, he's really that big of a dirtbag? I thought.
To me, it sounded like her brother's kind of gotten into drugs and bad naughty boy stuff. And she needs. So to me, the only way to do it is have an intervention. Have people who love him in a room and say, "Hey, you're an idiot. Just cut this shit out." That's what intervention is, right?
Yeah, she didn't make it sound like he's throwing his life away because he's doing drugs. It just seemed like he just didn't want to deal with his family or talk to her anymore.
That could be it. Yeah, maybe she's the problem. Maybe be more chill. Sounds like you're judging your brother a lot.
Yeah,
Maybe just let your brother do drugs and be cool about it. Do drugs with him.
Yeah, maybe you need to like help the curve. Maybe
Yeah, like chill out and maybe lighten up a little bit and go party with your brother instead of being this know-it-all goody two-shoes.
Yeah,
you nerd.
She really seemed to have a high opinion of herself.
Yeah, you're right. Now that I'm thinking about it, she wrote out what she was gonna say and read it on the call. You need to relax, dude. You need to relax and go party with your brother. Take a note from your twin. He's doing it right. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Can I get in trouble for giving that advice?
No. I just think that they sound young, and I think that I think the older you get, the closer you get to your family. When you're in your kids in the same house, I think there's arguments and fighting, and I think when you're older, you're like when everyone's on their own and like, hey, you're pretty cool, and and I think she used to maybe. I like your advice. Just chill out and maybe go be cool with your brother.
Yeah, Yeah, it's like when you're young, you think problems are problems that aren't real problems. You see someone partying a little too much and you go, that guy has a problem. No, he just likes to party a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, is he, but it didn't seem like that. It just seemed like but they're twins. So you have your brothers are pretty close to you, right?
5 years, 5 years apart.
Oh,
way.
well,
so
maybe not.
My middle brother's 5 years younger than me.
Yeah. See, so then
10 years.
Yeah, so then, I don't know. Maybe he's just sick of being a twin and sick of her completely.
That's not what she expected. This is tough love, Lauren.
Yeah,
you're the problem.
He sat next to you in every class and every school he's ever been to. Maybe he just wants a fucking break.
Yeah, you drove him into this drug mess with your good grades.
Yeah.
And your competitiveness. Let him have one. Let him be chill. Yeah, I don't know.
Right? I mean, maybe he just wants a break from everybody.
That could be it.
And if he's not, in a gutter somewhere shitting himself, then let him
who cares?
Find his path. If he's 30 and he wants to be a comic, then have an intervention. But if he's
if you're starting stand up at 30, turn around.
Turn around.
Go back to your boss. Say, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Isn't it so funny? The people that come up to you and want to throw their life away in stand up comedy.
After a show, like an old person, I've been really wanting to quit my job and do stand up comedy. And I'm like,
yeah, it's not a get rich quick.
That's not what I actually say. I say, do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Go to an open mic. That's what I tell anyone who says that.
I always say, give it a try. You have 3 years to suck. You have 3 years to suck.
Yeah, I say, give it a shot. Just go to an open mic and try it.
But the people with I think you're a successful human being. I really didn't have any options. So
I don't think I did.
But I think for me, though, it was like literally like I can't do anything else. So, but when you see people, really successful people, like I just read Geraldo's book, but he's one of the greatest ever. But he quit being a lawyer.
That makes it interesting.
But when people really like quit, but you know what? In a way, people who are really successful in life are successful in comedy. Like Lampanelli went to Harvard. Like Al was successful. Now he's successful in magical. In comedy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Attell went to NYU. Like a lot of people who are comics, it's like they're not stupid.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I mean, part of it's being funny for sure, but part of it's your work ethic, and those people know how to work hard. Just to get into Harvard, you need to work hard.
Right.
To graduate from Harvard, you need to work hard.
Yeah.
So they know what it takes to put time and effort into something. So being funny was a big part of it, but also putting the effort in there, and they know how to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I put effort. I'm just stupid, but it's
well. Also, you're doing great. You have a family and a house.
I'm okay, knock on wood. But what's funny is that just people that are like successful, just that want to just be comics. It's like you don't want to be in Victorville in a hotel Friday. You want to be in your house and.
Or they're all just damaged and they do want to be in that hotel.
Okay.
Because to me, someone's like, "You want to go to do this gig in Victorville?" I'm like, "Yes, I do."
Right.
Let's do it.
But you don't have a wife and a kid and a family
that changes things.
In a swimming pool.
Yeah. That does change things.
Yeah, and 3 cars and a life.
You're right. Well, thanks for doing the podcast. Anything you want to plug?
When does this come out?
2 weeks.
Just check out joebartnick.com and if you like hockey, the Puck Off podcast, and come see me. I'm Mr. Joe Bartnick. I joined Instagram like 6 months ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Follow him on Instagram
and Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. So yeah, I just love you, buddy. So
love you too. Thanks for doing it.
It's fun to see. Yeah, it's fun. I hope it's okay.
It was great.
Okay. I don't know.
I find that anyone who I'm friends with and who has been doing it a while is a great talker because they're just comfortable and know how to talk. It's the most boring episodes are kind of people who haven't been in the game a long time, just because they're just uncomfortable and they're overthinking things. And
okay,
I don't know.
I overthink when it's done. Like, was this any good?
Yeah, me too. I go, it's a bad time when I'm leaving any podcast I'm a guest on. I leave and I text them, sorry about that. If you want to redo it, let me know.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.